Okay, all settled. Now into part two of my weight loss journey. I think where we left off was we were talking about how I got pregnant in October of 2019. So all the plans that I had for weight loss surgery and all of that were cut off. So I didn't, although I got pregnant in October of 2019, I did not find out till that I was pregnant until December 3rd, 2019. So I was 8 weeks pregnant when I found out. So, um, yeah. Anyway, I was thinking of a tangent, but we're not going to go into that. Anyway, so pregnancy as a plus size person with PCOS is very difficult. PCOS, when you have it and you get pregnant, a lot of women that have PCOS have multiple miscarriages. So that was the thing that I was most afraid of when I was pregnant. There's a 30% chance that you will have a miscarriage if you have PCOS. So I was terrified. And I actually did have a threatened miscarriage at 9 weeks. So, yeah, I started bleeding. I went to the ER and then we're like, she's okay, but you need to like chill, you know? So I was really terrified within those first 3 months. I was really afraid that I was going to lose her, but thank God Cadence wanted to be here. She was meant to be with us and she was going to make it, okay? So I did discover that I had gestational diabetes. I think I found that out at 20 weeks or something like that. Whenever they make you take the drink and you have to do the test, I failed miserably. So then I had to go on insulin because I was diabetic during my pregnancy. So with that being said, they wanted to schedule her to come instead of waiting for me to go into labor naturally. So in July 21st, I went into the hospital and I labored they induced me. I labored for 24 hours. She wasn't coming. So then I had to have a C-section. So I had a C-section July 22nd, 2020. And that's when Cadence came on the scene. Yeah, so that happened. And then while I was pregnant, I never actually gained a pound. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I was 297 pounds. By the time my pregnancy was finished, I was 280 pounds. So Cadence took everything she could from me. I appreciate her. She helped me out a little bit, you know. Most people gain weight during pregnancy. Not this girl. I lost weight during my whole pregnancy. So after that, that's when the other things started happening, like as far as being, I was already pre-diabetic before my pregnancy, and then I had gestational diabetes, which also makes it, I think it's like a 50 or 60% chance that you'll get type 2 diabetes if you have gestational diabetes. So those statistics, as well as the fact that after my pregnancy, I got high blood pressure. I had to take like high blood pressure medicine. It was like the smallest dose. It wasn't that much, but it was heading in a bad direction. And so after my pregnancy, I was just like, well, since I have high blood pressure, now I'm still pre-diabetic. Obviously, I still have PCOS, and I also had gestational diabetes. So all of these things were pointing me to the direction of get the surgery. You know what I'm saying? So I started the process over. I believe in the beginning of 2021. I believe it was February or March of 2021. And because it had been so long since I did the original process, I had to start completely over, had to do a new seminar, had to do all of those things again. But obviously this is after COVID, so everything is like Zoom and all of that is online and stuff. So I did not go back to Baptist. That is when I decided to do St. Vincent's. And I chose another surgeon because I remember the first one didn't make me feel very comfortable. So since I was starting the process all over again, I decided to choose another surgeon at St. Vincent's. I did the seminar, did the consultation with the surgeon, got my binder, and started doing all the things that were required for surgery. In addition to fulfilling all of these appointments and all of those things that I talked about the last time, you also have to have a BMI of 35. If you have a BMI of 35 or greater, if it's 35, then you also have to have health conditions to go along with it in order to be approved for the surgery. So because I had high blood pressure, because I was pre-diabetic, and my BMI was over 35, then I was approved for it through my insurance. But my BMI at that point was like 41 or 42. And if your BMI is over 40, you don't have to have any of the other conditions. Like, you're automatically approved if your BMI is over 40, but if your BMI is 35 or greater, between 35 and 40, that's when you have to have the other conditions to get approved for it. So in addition to all the other things that I was going through, that is also a requirement that is also a part of it. So around August of 2021, that is when I separated from my marriage, and I had also completed all of the things that I needed to complete in order to get approved for the surgery. So I was just waiting on a date at that point, and I was trying to get it in before the end of the year because I had already met my deductible with all those appointments, and I wasn't trying to pay extra. I was like, get it in before the 31st. Schedule me for the 31st if you have to. Like, I'm not trying to pay those New Year, January 1st payments. Okay. So I was on them. I stayed on them to go ahead and schedule it for me. And they called me late November, maybe early December, to let me know that I actually had a date for my surgery. My date turned out to be December 21st of 2021. So right before Christmas. By this point, how everything was working with my family, they weren't quite on board, but I was working on them. I was like talking to them like, please, I need some support. At this time, I no longer had a husband at that point. And like I said, my mom was really against it, but I tried to include her in like all of my appointments and all of everything so that she can see I wasn't just doing it, just to, I was kind of doing it to look good too, but that wasn't my main motivation. I want to be around for my kid. I want to be around for my daughter. Like, I want to see her grow up, and I want to be around with my family and stuff. And like, having diabetes or just being plus size in general, like running up the stairs, running behind a toddler, all of that is quite tiring when you're carrying 280 pounds of yourself trying to run behind a 2-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, she was 1 at that time, but like, it was hard. So it was just my lifestyle and all of that really, that I tried to, talk to my mother about, and also, talk to my sister about, and my dad as well. My mom wasn't quite on board, but she said she would watch Cadence while I got the surgery. So I ended up taking, my sister and my mom agreed to help keep Cadence while I was recuperating from my surgery. So I had to like take Cadence to the airport, and my sister met me there, and I watched my sister walk away with my baby, and I started to cry because I'm a big baby. That was the first time that I was separated from her for like a long period of time. So it was a little emotional. I'm like a big baby. I cry over everything anyway. So anytime I leave her, I'm always ready to cry. But anyway, so I dropped her off. I believe I dropped her off on December 17th, and then the 21st is when I had the procedure. It was laparoscopic, so it wasn't as invasive as, it was in the past. So I think I had like 5 or 6 scars on my stomach. And after that, after my surgery, I the diet that I had to do while I was preparing for surgery was they wanted to shrink my liver before the surgery. So I think 2 weeks prior to my surgery, I could not have any carbs. Some doctors don't want you to like eat it all or whatever, but not eat it all, but like only small things or whatever. Each surgeon has a different diet that they want you to follow. My specific surgeon did not want me to have any carbs at all. So mostly what I ate was teriyaki chicken and super greens from Panda Express. And I really only ate that when I was like, okay, I really need to eat, because I was really trying to like do my best to lose as much weight before the surgery as I could. And then like 2 days prior to the surgery, they just want you to take clear liquids. So I could have like apple juice, water, obviously, Gatorade, that kind of stuff. So I only had, like I said, I only did the chicken and super greens and then clear liquids. I lost 17 pounds before my surgery. So it was a good amount of weight before surgery. So I had my surgery, and then I didn't eat a solid piece of food for at least 4 weeks after that. Not because I could. I mean, I possibly could have. I know they say they want you on, you start off, after your surgery, you start off with clear liquids. And then I think you do that for like a week or two. And then you could do like not clear liquids. So you can do like protein shakes and stuff like that. And I think I did that for like another 2 weeks. But I didn't have really any complications, except I was dehydrated. Like, I had to end up getting a nurse to come out and give me an IV, because I was afraid that, because I was here alone, like nobody was here helping me. I did have a friend that took me to the hospital and took me back home. Shout out to Tequila. She a real one. She came in a couple times to make sure I was good and stuff like that. But it was December 21st. Like, it was days before Christmas. Like, everybody was with their families and stuff. So I was, while everybody was being festive, I was at home fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad. But yeah, I really couldn't get any liquids, because anytime I drank, I just felt full right away. So I would like take a couple sips of water and I just didn't want any more, because I just felt like I was filled all the way up to the brim. And they wanted me to get like 60 ounces of water. And that, I don't know who could do that right after that, because like after 2 sips, I'm done. But I don't know, maybe some people were able to do it, but I couldn't. And so because I couldn't drink water, I got dehydrated fairly quickly, and I would wake up with a headache, and feeling dizzy. So then I would eat some ice chips, just to get some kind of, fluid in me, and that helped. But I was really worried that I would be taking a shower and I would pass out alone in the shower or something. That was like, I just was like, I have to get some hydration in me, because I don't want them to find me in the shower. That was my biggest fear. So I called my doctor. I told them what was going on. They sent a nurse out to my house. They gave me 2 banana bags with the IV. So she showed me how to. She did the line in, and then she left the line in so that I could later take the other bag of IV, but the other bag of fluid. So then I did that. The first time I ate solid food was it was in the beginning of the year. I don't remember the date, but I was invited out. It was before my daughter came home. Some of my girlfriends invited me out for lunch, and we went to, it was some place in the town center we went to for like a brunch. And I remember I took some sips of water. I ordered mashed potatoes, like a side of mashed potatoes, and I ordered 6 shrimp. I ate 1 bite of the mashed potatoes and maybe 1 bite of the shrimp. And I was like, okay, I'm done. It felt like Thanksgiving, like I had just eaten everything. I was like, okay, I'm done. And even to this day, I still have some restrictions. Anytime somebody goes out with me for lunch or food or whatever, they're like, I know she's only going to take 2 or 3 bites, because that's just the way my stomach is set up now. I'll take 2 or 3 bites of food, but don't worry. I take all my leftovers. And yes, it may take me 2 or 3 days to eat it, but I'm going to eat my 2 or 3 bites until I get, until it's gone. So it does not go to waste, trust me. So I was allowed to start working out around 4 weeks post-op. So that's when I started working out in the gym. You know, since I still didn't have my daughter back yet, I was going hard. I was just trying to, you know, make the most of this tool that you know was given to me. And this is where I'm gonna say to all those people that say like, oh, you're taking the easy way out, or you're not really working out. I worked my butt off. I've never worked for anything harder in my life. So anyway, I lost 20 pounds, basically, well, not 20, but I'm rounding up. Anyway, I lost 17 pounds before I even had the surgery. I had to go to multiple nutritionist appointments, classes, to learn to change my relationship with food, because I'm not going to be able to eat the same after this. This is a lifestyle change. This is not like a thing that I did that one time just to lose a whole bunch of weight. Like, I wanted this to last forever. And if I don't, you know, use this properly, I could gain all the weight back. So yes, I actually had to do work. I actually had to maintain everything. So yeah, I started working out in the gym. Shout out to all my friends who worked out with me. Shout out Emily. Who go to the gym, we'll walk on the treadmill, we did the Stairmaster, we lifted weights, we did all the things to make the most of this tool that I had been given. And I ended up losing, in all, I ended up losing 130 pounds. So at my lowest weight, I was 164 pounds. And in addition to that, I discovered a love of running, which was crazy to me because I never liked running in my life. But what I find now is that it is like an escape, and it just makes me feel good to know what my body can do, that I hadn't been able to do since I was like a kid, like maybe less than 10. So I enjoy running now. Now, I don't run fast, so let me not tell that lie. I don't be running fast, and I don't jog. I don't have the stamina to just be going. What I like to do is I like to walk, and then I sprint. I sprint and go as fast as I can for as long as I can, whether that's a minute or 2 minutes or whatever. I like to do that, and then I'll go back to walking, and then once I regain my breath, I'll go again. And that's what I like to do. So usually I would go around the Riverside area because I live close to there, and I would do about 3 miles. And I got it down to where I was doing a mile in less than 15 minutes, but I'm not at that point right now. I ended up spending a lot of time in Miami because that's where I'm originally from. So I went to go visit my grandmother there, and I worked from there for a while. And she has a park that's really close to her house, and I would run through there to get my exercise in as well. So that's what I enjoyed. That's the most enjoyment that I had with working out and everything. So during that time, I was really working hard to lose the weight. Like I said, I did end up losing 130 pounds. But with that is when I discovered that even with all the work that I was putting in, my body didn't really look like how I thought it would look. And that was also when I discovered the emotional toll that weight loss surgery was taking or having on me. So what I'll do is I'll stop the video there, and we'll talk about next time those particular things. But hope you're enjoying it. Hope I wasn't as long-winded as I was last time. But tap that like and subscribe button as well. And if you want more videos like this, let me know and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, have a good one. Bye.